Welcome to Beating Cancer Daily. Beating stage 4 cancer for 30 years still takes my breath away every time I say it. I'm Saranne, founder of the ComedyCures Foundation, and I hope you'll join me for just a few minutes daily for the next 365 days so we may laugh, learn, maybe cry a little as we live our best days beating cancer daily together. So when we do the podcast, Missy and I have our cameras on, but when Missy turned her camera on, her Labradoodle was in front of the camera. So it looked like I was going to record the podcast with her Labradoodle, and then the Labradoodle moved away, and Missy had her hairdo just like a Labradoodle, and it was just visually so funny. I don't know if you can imagine that, but you know what it means? It means something so wonderful. It means that Missy and her Labradoodle are back on Beating Cancer Daily. She's laughing. She said she was in a giggly mood.
I am.
But we're laughing because we're so excited that Missy is back. Welcome back, Missy. You've done 43 episodes. This is 44 out of several hundred, over 300 that we've done at Beating Cancer Daily. And you have come back so graciously, and now it's your 44th. So I just want to welcome you, congratulate you,
Thank
and say,
you.
how have you been, girl?
It's been a little bit of a roller coaster, but I am great right now. Really great.
We have fans all over the world on 6 continents, and we believe now more than 91 countries. And you have fans who have missed you. They have written to me. They've gone through our website. I've gotten calls. Is Missy okay? Why isn't Missy every week on the podcast? What's happening? And I think that it's your story to tell. So I want to let you tell it.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm so grateful. There's nothing like having people miss you that lets you know that maybe what you're saying can touch a few people. So that's very cool. So
Wait, Missy, people who miss you who you don't even know.
yeah,
That's what's so cool, right?
exactly. So I'm letting that sit in my heart for a minute.
Well, you've taken this incredible journey with us. You let us in last year when you were diagnosed with cancer, and we went through all of your treatments and then into survivorship and then into your daughter getting pregnant again and having a baby. And then Jeremy's, crisis that he had with his health. And now some more stuff has gone on.
I'm telling you, it's been a lot, and I'm so grateful to report that everything's nice and even now.
But I think what makes you so amazing is that through all of this authentic life stuff, right? Getting a cancer diagnosis, going through the treatment, survivorship, family members having health issues, you still have to get on stage as a performing comedian to hundreds of people who are paying money to laugh and be funny. How do you do that?
I think I figured it out, and I'll explain what was going on with Carly in a minute, but I think I figured it out. When I am in the pit with illness or whatever, and I get on stage, what I am finding is I crash hard after. I'm up, I'm happy and I'm laughing, but the next day I'm finding if I'm not asleep, I have to hole up. And I think that is my battery charging.
Wait, does that hole up mean that you don't even want to talk to anybody? Does that mean you just need real silence? Or do you go into crime podcasts or listen to music? What does that mean?
I like to write and I like to read quietly. I like to think about my surroundings at any given moment, like move myself out of anything that I'm worried about and think about my dogs and my cat. And then I'll write a few things. Sometimes I'll watch like a true crime show or something that's so far removed. But I tend to not be super social.
I think that's so relatable. I mean, just when I had really intense chemotherapies or surgeries, just wanting to have a moment to recharge, I think pretty much everyone can relate to that. It feels super relatable. And if this
Yeah.
is your first time listening to Beating Cancer Daily, Missy and I are both cancer survivors. Hers more recent. Me, I'm a stage 4 cancer survivor, 31 years since I was misdiagnosed. And then I had 3 surgeries, 44 radiation treatments, 2.5 years of chemo, 7 different drugs, as many as 3 times a day. I was told to get my affairs in order. So I've had a lot of those overwhelming moments in all of this, plus family members getting sick. And I have to be honest with you, Missy, I got worried. I got worried because when Carly got
Yes.
sick after the delivery, I really got worried for you and Carly. And so I'm just so happy you're here because it means that Carly's doing better. But I'm concerned and I want you to really take some time to heal and be good to you because you've had some funky immune stuff going on. And I know
Yeah.
that when that happens, we all feel like, oh my gosh, is the cancer going to come back because I had funky immune stuff happening?
Yes. Um, Carly had been, just to update, Carly had been in the ICU hemorrhaging, and crashed. Um, all of her vitals crashed and everything 2 weeks postpartum. And I was there in the hospital with her. And I mean, I'd see her, they were pumping blood into her as she's pumping out breast milk because she just kept saying, I need to feed my baby. I need to feed my baby. And I was awake for many, many hours and with the baby. And, I was in mom mode. I was in super mom mode. And she wanted me to tell her funny stories.
That's really interesting. She was using you to infuse her with hope and humor.
Yes. When they were doing a couple of tests, the poor kid had lost so much blood they couldn't find veins, and she's like, "Mom, hold my hand, tell me a story, make me laugh," and it really helped.
Well, she had a pro comic. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And it was great because the nurses would laugh and things too. So it just kind of brought everybody together.
Relaxed everything too. You know, that's something that I teach in our ComedyCures programs. If you don't know, I started the ComedyCures Foundation for my chemo chair. And one of our programs is a workshop. And in that workshop, I teach how to make a humor memory book. But now it can be a humor memory PowerPoint that you keep on your phone or a humor memory Pinterest. And what I say is, write down your funny stories for your family, for your history. Make a collection of that because you never know when you're going to be in a situation like Missy and Carly have been in, and you're going to need that reservoir of humor. And sometimes it's hard to think of them when you're in that situation. But if you can write them down and then pull them up on your phone, you have like an instant family storytelling comedy set with you at all times. And if you're feeling anxious about going in for a scan or a surgery, you have all of that funny from your family sitting right in your phone. And we also have an episode where we teach you how to do it with photographs from your family, funny photographs that you can go back and listen to. But Missy, you're a pro, so you had all these good stories ready.
Yes, but I agree with you 110% because I do this for a living, I can usually come up with something quickly.
Well, you tell them on stage. You just
Exactly.
tell them a little differently to the public because
Exactly.
humor is truth with some exaggeration. That's when it's really a great joke or a great storytelling. So, Missy, you may have exaggerated on stage 100 times the story, but then you were telling the root, the true story back to Carly in that room, I assume.
Exactly. And she could giggle at the memories and things like that. And it was incredibly helpful. It was incredibly helpful. But I will tell you that episode, I didn't realize how much it had left me drained. I was unable to talk about it. I was unable. People would call and ask how she is, and for the first time in my life, I didn't return a few phone calls. Like you were the only person I would talk to regularly because I knew you got it.
Yeah, because when you are trying to help somebody through a health crisis like that, you have to not try to fix the situation as the friend or the caregiver. You're really there to let that person either not talk about it or talk about it in the way they need to, not just call because you're curious and you want to ferret out details because you want to know what's going on. So I tried to really respect your boundary and also make sure that you knew there was absolutely no pressure to be back on the podcast daily until you felt recharged.
Yes. And I appreciated it so much. And I take that, the example of how you handled me and going forward with asking other people in crisis questions because people mean well, but they're like, well, what caused it? And da, 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 da. And I'm like, I can't even breathe. I can't even breathe. And then my body really let me know that it did not appreciate all those hours in the hospital and the not great food I was eating and disturbed rest and I got sick. My body got sick. I got shingles. I had body aches. I had flu symptoms, and I'd even had the shingles vaccine and still got a
Wow.
bad case of shingles.
That's like your body flashing a red light going,
Yes.
Missy, you've got to put your life mask on first. And that's something everybody says. But when it's your child, you had to be there. And Carly has a toddler. So you were doing
Yes.
double duty. If you weren't
Yes.
taking care of Carly, you were taking care of the toddler.
Exactly.
This is real life.
Hmm.
This is real life, and this is what happens. And I know that you had a lot of concern about this immune system crash and whether it was going to potentially trigger something bigger within, your
Mhm.
cancer story. And I'm just so happy that you started listening to your body.
I did. I started listening to my body, and I even told others the demands that I need, that had been placed on my body that I needed to recover from. And I was like, I have to sleep. I have to drink some water. I can't eat that cake. I was like, I have to do this. I did take care of myself with the shingles. But then like
I
another,
love how you said the shingles.
the shingles.
It's like the face duck. Like
Yes,
you
the
said that
shingles.
like you were 90.
I
I had the
well,
shingles.
and I felt 90. I really, and I still do a little bit. Like to have to go to a doctor and be like, well, I have shingles, because I'd gone to an urgent care on the weekend. And I do. I call it the shingles. I'm like, all I need now is some gout.
Oh, God forbid. But wait, because I know shingles are not funny because they're so
No. Oh,
painful.
no.
I've watched people have them before and help them
Yes.
when they've had shingles. But Missy, are you thinking about doing the shingles routine on a
I
comedy
think
stage?
I should because I hadn't even gotten to the shingles thing yet. Like, and I think it will be because I can even just talk about the fact that I'm calling it the shingles. Like who am I? Like I rounded this corner and here I am at the shingles.
Wait, I think you had them in weird places because I think
I did.
they affect like the torso or something, but you
Yes.
had weird shingles. So just, I'm sorry, I'm thinking comedically about your shingles, but my mind is going 90 miles an hour as if we're in a comedy room. And Missy and I do this where we'll do similar to a jazz routine riff, if you like jazz. Comedy writing is very similar, and Missy comes up with these crazy things, and I hear them comedically, even though we're just doing a podcast. And I'm like, Missy, you have to develop that into a
Yeah.
set. And then we start going back and forth about what would be a funny premise or seed to build on. And so now we have the shingles.
Yes, we have the shingles, and we have me talking about the shingles with my doctor who was 20. I mean, she seemed so young. Um, and I went in a week later because after they were supposed to have been healing, I developed a lump really on my sternum. And it was a big lump.
Okay, that would freak 99% of the listeners out
Oh
because you went
my
through
gosh.
breast cancer.
Yes.
So I can't even imagine. Were you terrified?
I was terrified. I was like, Jeremy, can you feel this? And he's like, yes. And the other thing that I learned is once you've had cancer, when somebody who loves you senses the least bit of something risky happening, I saw the blood drain from his face.
That's such a good point because a lot of partners, particularly with breast cancer, a lot of partners discover the irregularity, whether it's a lump or a redness, a hotness, different kinds of breast cancer have different, signals. And it's often a partner that finds it.
Yeah. I honestly, because it was so close to where the shingles had been and it wasn't directly on a breast,
The shingles. I can't. It's like the best callback every time. A callback's when you've set up something funny and then you call back to it later on in the comedy set. And Missy, every time you say the shingles, it's like a callback.
I can't help it. It was incredibly painful. And I thought, you know what? Something scary wouldn't also suddenly appear at the same time as the shingles, right? So, but I called the doctor because it was very painful and they got me in right away. And
Well, that's a blessing
yes,
because I'm sure we've all been in a situation where we think we're having a recurrence
mm,
and you can't get in to see the breast surgeon or the breast
yes,
specialist. And that can be so terrifying. And I actually have a lot of episodes on Beating Cancer Daily that help with relaxation for that kind of a situation. So if you
yes.
are in that situation, you're in a holding pattern and you're afraid, go back and listen to a lot of the episodes just to get yourself in a better state of mind so that you can wait out that time. So, Missy, thank God they saw you right away.
Yes. And I had been to the oncologist just 2 weeks before. So I felt pretty comfortable that anything scary would have been detected then. This I thought was related to the shingles. But the nurse practitioner that I saw was like, well, I want you in for a mammogram and an ultrasound right away. And I looked at her, I'm like, but the lump isn't actually on my breast, it's down on my sternum. And I finally said, can I just show you? And I ripped my shirt off, because I'm so used to doing that. And she goes, oh,
Wait,
yeah.
Missy, we have to preface that because it sounded like you work in a strip club. That's not why Missy's used to ripping her shirt
Oh,
off.
yes. Yeah. No,
This is
no.
this is a very family friendly podcast. And if we're going to talk about a sensitive subject, we will say adult only. So, no, Missy
Yes.
was not
No, no,
performing.
no, I am not that kind of a comedian, right? Um, but and I don't know if other people feel this way, but after, what, a year and a half now, of having my breasts examined every time I walk into an examining room. It's so easy for me to take my shirt off. I know they're trying to let me keep my dignity by talking to me with my shirt on. But if you're not understanding where I'm talking about, let's just cut to the chase and I'll just take off my shirt.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, you just had me call back to when I had that lump when I was trying to get a doctor to say, what is this? It was so obviously a tumor popping out through my upper quadrant of my left breast. And I just remember ripping on my shirt the same way, except I said, say it isn't so. So I think that is something that we can all identify with.
Right. At this point, I'm like, let me just show you. I know where on my body it is. Rather than discuss it, let me just get to the point. And she's like, you're right. That isn't on your breast. And she said, she goes, I think it might be a secondary infection. And I don't like the way the shingles are healing. And I'm like, why do you think that is? And she's like, well, you are immunocompromised. And so I looked at her, I'm like, you're immunocompromised.
You did not.
I did. And I don't know why.
Are you like in second grade? Are you? Well, so are you.
That's what it felt like. It felt like that because it felt like
say it again because it's so funny. I want people to really hear how you did this.
I'm sitting there and she's questioning, the shingles not healing. And I'm like, well, why do you think that is? And she goes, well, you are immunocompromised. I'm like, you're immunocompromised. Like, and
I could have you do a recording of that and just play it anytime I'm sad that you literally said to a medical professional, like you're in the schoolyard in second grade. I don't know why this is so funny to me, but what was her reaction? Because I am crying. What was her reaction?
she looked at me and just was like, like
She burst out.
she could not stop laughing. And there was a trainee in there who started laughing. And I don't know, but it was great because it just got everybody level. But I don't know why it felt like she was calling me a name. I'm like, like you're immunocompromised. I don't know. I don't know
so
where
random and it's so inappropriate.
exactly.
That's so funny. Oh boy. I wonder if someone who was not a comedian, if they did it, just if you're listening to this and someone tells you that and you do it, Missy did, please write to me.
Please do. Please
call us through the, I can't even speak, Missy. I don't know why this is tickling me so much. Maybe because I'm just so relieved that you're okay and that Carly's okay and the baby's okay, that I just need to laugh with you.
Yep.
Oh, and we just
too.
decided to record the podcast, but I just had to hear that you're okay. And honestly, so did the listeners.
Well, thank you. Thank you so, so very much. And we all are all okay and things are on the up and up and all is good.
Yeah. So just to make sure, so the lump that was there is not cancer.
No, I had an ultrasound. They thought it was going to be an abscess, which is such a gross word. It's not. It's inflamed tissue with a thrombic vein going through it. And they said to just continue my course of antibiotics that I am on. And they said in a week, if you are still feeling that discomfort, come back. But I can tell you just 3 days after I'm feeling much better, the lump is going away and it doesn't hurt at all.
Is it a hot compress or ice? Do they want you to put
I did. Yes. I'm glad you said that. Hot compress.
Yeah, that's what I thought it would be, a hot compress. Mm-hmm. So that's probably helping it. Oh my gosh. I am so glad that you are well. I just want to make a recording of you saying that and have it on my ringtone. So when my phone rings from you, it just goes,
You're immunocompromised.
boy. So I'm so excited that things are working out and that your health is getting back. And I always say when these crises happen, whether it's cancer or an infection, this is a wake-up call. In a weird way, they're a blessing to say, hey, we're not taking care of ourselves, whether that's physically, emotionally, mentally, financially, familially. And I always say, is that a word? I say it so much on the podcast. I wonder if I invented it. But but it is a wake.
You're familiar.
You can't see Missy, but she's crying, laughing. Which is making me so happy that she can't even talk. She's like, looks like she can't breathe. She's turning bright red. You know how you do that when you're laughing so hard and you can't catch your breath. So I'm going to sign off for Missy because she can't even talk. She's waving. She's laughing so hard, which makes me so happy because Beating Cancer Daily is not only about these authentic moments, but it is about bringing laughter into this space. And the fact that you listening and Missy recording could bring so much joy to Missy after she's done so many episodes with us all and let us so in. I just want to say I feel grateful for this moment. It feels like a full circle moment. If you if you do have the nerve,
You're a full circle moment.
She's snorting now in the background from laughter, which makes me so happy. Anyway, it reminds me of my girlfriend, Michaeline, who just always talks about French fries. And so the joke is whatever you say, yeah, when somebody asks you something, just say, yeah. And can I have some fries with that? I don't know why that strikes me as funny too. Anyway, please go to ComedyCures.org and hit the contact menu and write to us about how you imitated Missy if you dare, or go to the podcast section and hit the record button and share it with us. Tell me what you said if you did it and what was the reaction. Don't do this if you're in a dictatorship. That's all I'm saying, because we have people listening in countries where it might not be safe to do that. So use your judgment. But if you feel comfortable and it's safe, please do it and let me know how it went. And have a blessed day. And I'll see you tomorrow. If you loved today's episode, then tell the world. Why? Because Beating Cancer Daily is a listener and donor supported experience. So the more people you tell and the more people that join us, the more robust and interesting programs our nonprofit, the ComedyCures Foundation, can bring to you throughout the year. So if you have some extra change, I'd love you to go to ComedyCures.org and make a donation today of whatever level is comfortable for you. And it will be tax deductible to the extent allowed by law, because ComedyCures is a nonprofit 501c3 organization founded from my chemo chair, April 1999, and we've been going strong ever since. So please consider making a donation today and help our community and this podcast thrive. Guess what time it is? It's time for me to read the disclaimer. Beating Cancer Daily and the membership circle are not in lieu of medical advice or treatment. They are for entertainment purposes only. Please consult your healthcare team to review your best strategy. Thanks for listening. See you guys tomorrow.